Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use the Microsoft SQL Server Backup to Windows Azure Tool. This tool is a free tool, free to download, provided with SQL Server 2014 that helps us upload our databases backups to Azure. It also helps us to compress and encrypt our backups. The power of this tool is by allowing us to encrypt, compress, and upload to Azure also databases from previous versions of SQL. I mean, if you have SQL 2005, 2008, and 2012, you can also compress and encrypt your databases backups and upload them to Azure. Of course, you can choose. You don't have to upload to Azure, you don't have to encrypt, and you don't have to compress. But this tool gives you the option to do it. It's a free tool, and it basically replaces third-party tools that was used till now, because it helps us encrypt, compress, and upload to Azure from every version of SQL. So after I install the tool, I will see on the server a new Windows service. The Windows service is called Microsoft SQL Server Backup to Windows Azure Tool. Its startup type is automatic, and it uses a new local user that the tool creates during the installation that's called SQL Backup to Azure. Of course, this user can be changed, but make sure that the user has the permission to the local folder you're trying to back up to. Local folder. Okay? Because still when you back up your databases, you will point to a local folder, and from there the tool will upload it to Azure. Okay? Note that the database backup will not be in the local folder, but when you back up your database in the SQL instance, you still need to give it a file name on the local machine. Okay, so after I installed it, I can run the configuration tool, the configuration of the tool, and I will have this screen. The tool is working with a basic unit that's called rules. I can define many rules on every server, and the rule defines whether I want to upload the backup to Azure, whether I want to encrypt it or compress it. Okay, so I will press add to add a new rule, and on the first screen I will need to choose the local location of backups that I want to deal with. Okay, I can choose a specific folder or say that I want all passes on the local machine. I will choose a specific location and a specific extension BAK. So every file with the extension BAK in the folder C databases, the tool will start working on and will do its work on this file. On the next step, I will need to choose if I want to upload the backup to Windows Azure storage or leave it in the local storage. For this demonstration, I will also upload the backup to Azure, so I need to insert the storage account name. So my storage account name is HYNT storage account. Sorry, needs to be with. I will go to the Azure Management Portal. From there, I will take the access key. Okay. And I will put the container name backups. Okay, as you can see, the container already exists in the storage account. Okay, I have a container named backups. So this is the second step. I will verify the account to see that all the configuration is correct, and I will press next. On the next screen, and the last one, I will need to define if I want to enable encryption and enable compression. I can choose which I want to do. On this demonstration, again, I will also enable compression and also enable encryption by password. Okay. Now that I'm done, I can see the screen with all the rules defined on the servers. The rule that I defined just now says that every backup with the extension BAK to a folder C databases will be uploaded to this storage account, to this container, will be encrypted and compressed. Okay, now the rule is defined, the Windows service is running of the tool. Let's see how it works. I have the database. Okay, it's a SQL Server 2012 instance. I'm backing up a database to a local folder. Okay, the instance is not aware that there's a tool running on the back. I will back up the database, and as you can see, the backup is finished. The speed is very slow because it is uploading the file to Azure, and the upload rate from my computer is very low. But still, what I got is that I backed up to a local folder. I don't know what happened in the background, but what's happening in the background is that the tool is encrypting, compressing, and uploading my backup to Azure as defined in the rule. Okay, so in the local folder, I will see that I have a file with the same name that I defined in the backup script. But this file is not the backup file. It's a configuration file. Okay, it's a configuration file holding the data that points to where the real backup file is in Azure. Okay, I have the files in Azure name, I have the storage account, and the Azure container in the storage account. I also have in this file some configuration regarding the encryption. So this is not the backup file, it's only a configuration file that points to the relocation of the backup file and has some configuration regarding the encryption. Okay. In Azure, in the container, I can see that I have also two files created. One is exactly the same as the one that I have in my local folder. It's the configuration file. Okay, this is this one, and the other file that has the ENC extension is the encrypted database, compressed database, and the actual database backup file. Okay, this is the actual database backup file. You can see that the name starts with the same name that I defined, and it has some GUID afterwards. Okay, so this is the tool. That's what it does. It encrypted the backup and uploaded it to Azure. So now if I want to restore the database, all I need to do is to restore it, and my SQL Server instance doesn't have to be aware that the file is not in the local folder and not in its original destination. It tries to restore the file from its original destination, but the tool takes this restore command and takes the database file, the backup database file from Azure, copies it to the local machine and restores it. Okay, so I'm trying to restore from the local disk, I'm trying to replace it. Let's run this command. And as you can see, the download rate is much faster than the upload rate, but I got the restore of the database. I restored the backup file from Azure without the SQL instance knowing about it. So this is the tool. It's great because it's free and it can work on every version of SQL Server from 2005 till now. It can compress, encrypt, and upload your backups to Azure. Thank you very much for listening.